2024. Finally, you have brought us to an end of a chapter. A journey I once eagerly yearned for an ending turned to one I wish I could relive one more time. A journey filled with joyful tears shed amongst friends, hair-pulling deadlines from fiery teachers, and countless unreciprocated crushes. Dear school, what a roller coaster of emotions you've put us through. Excited to take on the big world, a big smile with missing teeth plastered on my face as I skipped my way to school. I would have never imagined that people my height exist until my first ever friend Itumeleng interacted with me. Heads crammed together as we colored in my purple elephant, and even bricks drawn on houses. I'm glad I never had a passion for architecture. I've spent majority of my time here in male-dominated friend groups. My favorite times were when the bell rang and we all ran to the fields, forming a crooked line as the two best players would pick would be on the soccer team. My closest friend Kenzile would always put me in his team first, and we'd trot across the fields with our shirts untucked and our ties wrapped around our foreheads like stealthy ninjas. Going back to class was the worst part though. Not only did we have an Afrikaans period after break, but we'd have to sit through it in an unpleasant atmosphere. I must admit, being around them has helped me so much. Not only did the brutal roast battles help me stand up for myself, they also taught me not to take everything so seriously. The world is full of trolls, and if you're constantly going to be listening to them, self-esteem could be ruined over things that simply could have been ignored. One thing I'll definitely miss about this place is the exhilaration that kicks in the night before an excursion. All the chants and remarks we'd make towards the bus driver, not forgetting the excitement we collectively felt when our math test got postponed on our way back from an exhausting trip. Blankets being pulled and whipping threats at 6 a.m. is something I definitely won't miss though. To be fair, I was just trying to get my 8 hours of sleep. I wasn't oversleeping. I think it's so surreal that 2020 was a real time and not just a fever dream. I mean, we all went into one grade filled with hopes and expectations to being in quarantine for half of the year. This is still my excuse for being bad at math, by the way. I mean, 6 months is a really long time. Exam season is a period I will always reminisce on, and it may not be for the reasons you think. The side eyes we'd give each other when we saw hard questions, the hour-long phone calls Ayanda and I would have talking about how doomed we were instead of actually studying. It feels better talking about it now than actually experiencing it. I could go on for hours on all the good and bad memories we've had in this place, but I'll leave that to you to reminisce on. Having to leave this place may sound terrifying, but think about it this way. You can finally pursue your big dreams and buy that cool car you aggressively and rigorously pointed at in a magazine with your friends. As you reflect on all the good and bad memories you've had, you should be proud that you've made it this far. Statistics prove that almost 10% of people drop out of high school before they make it to grade 12. With all that being said, give yourself a pat on the back for pushing through adversity and not giving up even when it all seemed hopeless. We still have the rest of the year ahead of us, so let's give it one last push. All the best, class of 2024.